What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for joining me. If you are returning, thank you for coming back to see my beautiful and handsome and amazing and talented and noteworthy and just spectacular. All right, and face and prizes, yes. So, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I am here to bring you some stories. We are gonna crack open the good old book of Reddit, and we are going to give you as many stories as possible today. I would really appreciate if you would all send in some stories. If you have any interesting stories, or just anything that you would like to share with me, or have me read off to you all and give my opinion on, please send it to me, and we will have a different source to rely on. How are you all doing tonight? I have not recorded anything all day. I waited to come to you all tonight, and I think I'm going to do it all. I think we are going to do what we can do. We are going to work it out, okay? We are going to work it out. So if you are ready to work it out, then you can join me, okay? Okay. Bro, what was... Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank God for today. We are going to look into, what is today? Thursday. The 20th. It's like the 20th and everything. Okay, I want to give you all stories about people's gay awakenings. I think what I am going to try to do, because I am not being fully fair to the lettuce and bacon community, which I love being a part of, but I have not given you all... I literally have not given you all a mixture. Yes, I did. I think in a previous video. I don't know if I got to post that video or not. I think in a previous video, I gave you all lesbian and gay stories, but I want to give you all like a lesbian and a gay awakening. I feel like I feel like they're both gonna be just as beautiful, but I want to get someone's perspective who had a gay awakening around my age currently. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's really cool, and I feel like we're like living in the future. Like it's almost like we're living in the future or whatever, because adults and like people from the older generations are coming out as queer and gay and bi and tri and just being themselves, and I think that's cool. I think that I don't know. I think that that's something that you really shouldn't have to ever consider unless you're around that age, because I don't feel like dating really makes sense until you're around that age. So yeah, I do not think that it is of... Oh, also, I don't think that it is super important for you to find a label for yourself. I think if you feel a label for yourself and you like, I feel like it's just something you always would have felt. Because like, I don't know, I feel like I was just born being myself and being flamboyant and dancing and singing and liking nails and hair and stuff like that. I grew up admiring my mother. And yes, I just feel like I that's like the natural gay experience. Like, I feel like I was always gonna be myself. I feel like I was always gonna be very empathetic because of my mom, and I always felt like I was going to, like, no matter who my mom would have been, or no matter what my story would have been, I feel like that's like the baseline gay story. Like, I just came here being myself, and then people would tell me, you're this, you're blank, you're blank. And then it's like, it's weird because you're almost forced to choose a box. So like for me, all throughout school, and I know it's weird being in the South because there's still like these weird stereotypes. So like I grew up, it's literally just because I have light skin, which I hate. Like, the skin don't have to be in the room with us. I'm a black person. I would just rather say I'm a black person because I like a queer identity. I'm a black man. I'm a black man. There's nothing wrong with being a black man. But I am a black person and I like being queer. So yeah, I grew up being made fun of. They'll call you pretty boy. They'll call you, they'll basically start calling you gay before you even know what gay is. I had no idea, really anything about like the deeper parts of romance or anything above like what a normal child would think. And I feel like as a kid, like I just thought like, oh my God, love. Like I just love the people. And like I didn't care, like no one's thinking about stuff like that. And yeah. I definitely do feel like I grew up being told like you have to like girls. That was the only thing that I know for a fact was pushed on me, and that is pushed on, like, that's gonna be pushed on all of the boys in the South, all the little boys. You cannot play with dolls, you cannot be feminine. It will just embarrass us down to the creek, honey, and we can't have the neighbors finding out that our son is a sissy. We can't have the neighbors finding out that our cousin or our best friend or our little boyfriend is low-key a sissy. We can't do that. But yes, I just grew up being myself naturally, and then because of how I look, people are just gonna project that onto you, like, oh my God, he's a pretty boy. He must like boys. And I didn't really grow up liking boys. I didn't grow up caring about romance or like romantic relationships like that. I just grew up being a kid, wanting to have fun and like be immersed in my communities. But I always felt rejected. I always felt like people had to focus on my physical appearance, and people had, like, I just had to be gay in these people's minds. And I think that's pretty sad because that means that you only can view me for, to me, what I always took from that is you can only view me as a light skin. All you see is light skin in the room. Because I didn't grow up with the I didn't grow up being allowed to have any physical femininity. Now, I'm not saying I grew up like a super ultra masculine boy or anything like that, but yeah, I just think that's weird. Looking back on it, I feel like my gay awakening happened when I graduated high school and when I started to watch different content online. That's gonna make it sound like she finally found gay porn. No, I was watching different content and I found not just one man. I found like a few different men. I was like, you remind me of me. But like, you remind me of me if I'm not like fully being myself yet. So like, that I started to realize like, I like men. Like, I don't know. And I don't know, I just felt like I don't know if it was because of my age or because I realized, I think my bigger hang up when I was younger, because like I said, I would just get made fun of, because, and I can look back on it and see like the girls had, like, y'all had to know who all was gonna wind up growing up and being gay. And if you did it, you ain't crap. But I can't say you ain't nothing, because I would not really want to look back on my life and have memories of dating women, because I didn't, I don't know, I didn't fully come to, I don't feel like I would appreciate you like a straight man would appreciate you. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like at the right time, I came across a reflection of myself, and I thought that was hot. And yes, I don't know. Shout out to any other person who has had that experience. What else can I say? I don't know. I actually like talking about this because I don't really get to talk. I don't have that many like gay friends. Like, if you want to come be my gay friend, please come be my gay friend. Or my I don't know, if you're straight and you're not judging, I don't care. But yeah, come hear the stories of how I came into the coconut context of it all. Yes. I feel like looking back, no, like I said, I think it's all like adult, mature gay men have that feeling of like, it is hilarious to look back on the fact that like I was low-key forced to pretend to like my best friend, because my best friend is a beautiful woman who knows her worth. And my best friend in I hold, not my best friend, I hold space and love for a woman who does not yet know her worth. But my best friend in the past, present, and future is a woman who knows her worth. And I feel like through society and through people's expectations of just what you should look like or what you were supposed to be, people wanted to force me to be attracted to women. It just didn't naturally happen. Also, shout out to the women. I feel like a lot of women just knew, because y'all were probably thinking about romance earlier. I feel like I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I kind of grew up not, like, I feel like I would have been wrong to think about romance that much, because I was always having to be like the best friend of everybody. That's always a weird, oh, my phone. I'm getting ready, sorry, I promise y'all, I'm getting ready to tell other people's stories. But that is also a weird experience growing up, being the best friend of everyone and having to care for other people's perspective, and then coming to terms with the fact that like my perspective is always going to be the most important to me. I value your perspective and I care about you, and I want you here with me, and I want to be here with you. Maybe not physically, maybe not, we may not be on the same level and everything like that. I'm talking about not level like I'm still up here and you're down here. More just like if I'm feeling, however I'm feeling, like I want to make sure that I am accountable for my feelings while I'm on earth. So yeah, I thought that was, hopefully can shed some light on who I am and where I'm at with my journey. I feel a little bit weird. I think I can speak on this. I don't have all the words to speak on it, but I feel a little bit weird because I feel like my femininity isn't, like the gay men who like me don't want to see my femininity, and that's not fair to me. So I feel like I would rather be, I'm still gay as hell. This is still the Cunty Queen factory, but I just feel like my femininity isn't valued. And that might be because, like, okay, I have to be honest. What I would think of is that maybe a woman like made you feel weird at some point in your life, and you just are completely like will never ever be attracted to femininity, and I completely understand that, but I'm not the gay person for you. I don't know. And also like I don't know. I feel like who I'm dating doesn't matter. It's just who I am. It's like Kool-Aid runs through my blood. She's got sugar all in her tank, yes. But yeah. I hopefully someone else will see this video in the future, who maybe is just like me, and you will realize that you do not have to be a fake person. I feel like I was like fully expected to be a completely fake person, and pretend like I was. You must like women. You must take a shot, drink. I don't like women. That's literally like my sister or my mom or like my friend or something. Like I can't view you. I think, and I don't think that people who are outside of my perspective understand this, but I see women as so important in society, and I see women as so misunderstood by society that I can't bring myself, like I can't view you. I feel like I would be belittling you if I was forced, because I would feel like I was being forced to date a woman. So yes, I think that I have shed a little bit of light in what is like in my cabeza, in the house that sits atop my head, on why I wanted to tell my story. Do I have anything else to say? Before I'm still gonna read you all other people's. I don't really have a coming out story. I decided not to come out. I came out to my best friend. Shout out to my friend. She did not give a crap. She was like, "Girl, I've been knowing this." And I'm sorry to tell you, you are supposed to lie. You are supposed to lie. Gay? Gay? I'm just playing. Girl, no. That would have made me uncomfortable. But yes, I only ever came out to one person, and that person already knew that, like, I think it's because the thing that I like totally missed out on in school was like, they told me you have to like girls, and like you have to be overtly sexual to girls, or I feel like you have, because I'm talking about high school. Anyway, they told us that you have to be like this, and it's like in all of the media. But then they also are telling you in your face that if you really do truly believe that, then you're low-key a creep. It just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. And then like, I grew up going to church and stuff like that, and the idea is supposed to be that you get your perfect wife. And I just feel like I don't view women as slaves and things like that. So I don't really want a perfect wife. I couldn't really get with like I can't get with certain messaging that was sent to me as a child living down here in South Crackalacken, but I just have to we have to go with what God says, and what God says to me is that I didn't need a perfect wife, and I didn't need to pretend that I didn't like grown men and grown men only to get to heaven. So guys, Do I have anything else? I thought it was really strange. I want to take back the things that I said in my previous video because I'm thinking about myself and other gay men in the future. That story I told is not okay. I was talking about people, like I made the joke that I stole somebody's man, or I was like put in a situation where someone tried to, what actually happened is somebody put me in a situation where trying to triangulate me to make more people attracted to them because that person is deeply insecure. That's what happens when you aren't aware of your own energy. So, I will not ever, and I do not ever, and what should not ever be my message, because there's people who are going to be, I think my videos are for people who are 18 plus. So there's going to be people who are just now entering the community one day who see my video. Do not go and date some older man because you think you're going to get money. That's not what happened to me, but I was working at a job where I was talking to someone who had more financial stability and more power in the situation because that person was a supervisor. That is not appropriate. And there's a very tricky scheme that's going on in the gay community that isn't an actual representative of what it is to be gay. What it is to be gay is to be in an appropriate, loving relationship with either two women, two men, just a non-heteronormative relationship. What it is not is when an older man is like taking care of you and you're just like this hot sugar baby. That is like what I'm not gonna lie, that is like what I feel like got promoted to me when I was younger and like questioning my sexuality. I mean, I had to question my sexuality because people would not stop with you are gay. And I was so offended at first. I was so offended because like I said, I grew up in the Bible Belt and I grew up being told that that's disgusting. And I grew up hearing like family members and all types of people who would have been, who were purporting themselves to be someone who is knowledgeable and who is to be respected. I would hear people say faggot and, just the outright nastiest things about gay men. And you're also taught that gay men are creeps. And I don't want to promote the fact that, I was in some it was just like some little situation down to the coffee shop. And I was 19 talking to somebody who was in their 30s already. That's weird. I would not talk to somebody who is 19 right now and I'm 22. So I think that we need to make sure that, I'm not gonna, no, yeah. We as a collective, if you are gay and if you are somebody who is in that SW lifestyle, shout out to you. But do not promote being younger and going for the older men because it will I don't know. I would want someone to tell me that and look me dead in my face, in my beautiful eyes, and tell me that you are going to feel weird because people are going to project that something bad must have happened to you in your childhood if you are this age and you're talking to an older man. Now, what actually happened for me was my parents did not support me. My family did not support me at all, and I was looking for a community. I finally had realized that I I'm like, why won't anyone support me? Why won't anyone help me with anything down here? It's because you're gay and they can sense it about you and they want you to harm yourself because of it. That's how I personally felt throughout my life. I felt like there were real moments where my family could sense who I was before I could, and they wanted me to harm myself or not be here because they could not deal with maybe the embarrassment of having a fully alive, happy, and kind son. Having a son who respects women and who has the wherewithal to figure out who they actually are attracted to and who has appropriate and consensual, beautiful relationships with adults and as an adult and who acts like an adult and who was low-key forced to act like an adult forever. So yeah, I think that the fact that girl, we're gonna be patient with our message. But no, yeah. The fact that I was like forced to pretend that I am like, oh my god, because I feel like it's just like, oh my god, a new boy is here in the South. You must play basketball. You must do the things. You must do the things. You must do the things. You must be a boy. You must be a boy. You must be a boy. But then like you realize that like the only thing that these people can really think of as a boy is like you play sports. And like they want you to be, they like imagine that all of their sons are gonna be Michael Jordan one day, and it's just simply not gonna happen. Michael Jordan's gonna be Michael Jordan one day because Michael Jordan was supposed to be Michael Jordan. Your son is just some boy that you forced to play sports because you think that Michael Jordan might come out of him. So I think that it is strange to look back on. Because I don't know, I just can't think of even thinking of who someone who's like growing up in my community would be attracted to. I could give it. I just hope that you're safe and you're okay and everything's consensual and I don't really want to know about it. But for me and my business, I'm proud of myself for continuing along my journey. Because the more that I talk about just being myself, the more that I talk about being gay down here, I feel like the more I make people uncomfortable. And the more I make people uncomfortable, the more room and the more it's like a demolition. Like I'm knocking down people's ego and how they feel. Because I feel what I was taught when I was growing up was, you're gay, you're gay, you're gay. Hi. You should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. You should go away. You should be embarrassed. Oh my God, I don't want you talking to my son too much because what if my son might turn out to be gay? I was never ever thinking of talking to your son about like sex or anything like that. Me and your son were just gonna go play like the other boys. But you all could see that I feel like what happened and what happens to a lot of men is you could see he is gonna grow up and be attractive and pretty, and he has like a light skin, so we have to destroy your ego. And so what they think would destroy your ego is if you were a sexual outcast, and that would be if you call someone who does not even know anything about like autonomy or anything like that, or like what they have going on in the world, gay. Say gay. They need to say gay more down here. I am happy to be alive. I'm happy. I am happy to be alive. I am happy to be in color. I am happy to be live and in color, and I hope that you are too. And if you are not, you might be hullabaloo cool. But Yes, if you are gay and if you are being bullied or if you've been bullied before, please stick around and stay with us. People will say really nasty things about you once you become rooted in an identity like this, because I am proud to know that I like my mind. And click off this video if you are a family member, or if you are like a caring family member, if you are somebody who doesn't want to hear me talk like sexually. But I am very proud to know that I what my sexual desires are as an adult, because a lot of people don't know what their sexual desires are and they wind up being weirdos. And that is to you all who have pizza stains and nasty marks on your clothes and you hate beautiful women who I won't name. But yes, you have risen, you have to rise. It's funny because a lot of y'all think I'm a weirdo and you think that women are, they really hate to see the duo of a beautiful woman and a beautiful gay man, because I have to rise from the ashes of hullabaloo in the flesh to see you both as sexual deviants. And it's just never given that. We both have control over our bodies and over what we do and who we are coming in contact with. And you can't really, there's nothing you could do to shame someone about being appropriate and mindful about their sexuality. So low-key is giving, I want to talk and not tell y'all about these people on Reddit. I feel like I still have to come to you with some stories because we're going to be here for a minute. But low-key, this could be a podcast episode as well. I'm not giving, I really want to give you like a listening experience for a podcast and edit different songs and different vibrations into the field so you can be immersed in my podcast. But right now we're just talking. Yeah. I don't want to shy away from, I can't end this video without getting my full point across. I'm very proud to be who I am, and I feel like a very sexy, very free person just for knowing who I desire. And shout out to you if you know who you desire. Shout out to you if you don't know who you desire yet, but please be patient with yourself and patient with other people. Be patient with other people who don't desire you, even if you might desire them, because it could be, you never, ever will know what another person has been through. Everybody who you desire is not fully there with you in that feeling. So yeah, I feel like that can happen a lot in the gay community. I spoke about my rejection story. That was mostly to do with, no offense to white gays, but that was mostly to do with white gays. I just feel like they would rather look at each other than have me in the room. And I'm not offended by that. It is what it is. A lot of white gay people do find me very attractive. Not a lot. I've dealt with white gay people in the South who have tried to make me feel less than and stuff like that. But it is what it is. I think that if you are going to choose to be openly gay, that please try your best to root yourself in your body, in your mind, and in what your feelings are, because a lot of gay men just have been through different traumas and things like that and have so many different stories. We are not a monolith. So I think it's very important to value everyone's story and to value everybody's sovereignty. I don't truly ever wish to embarrass another gay man, or harm another gay man unless you are purposefully doing harm to the community. And I don't wish to, I don't know. I'm trying to be patient and calm while I'm navigating this community because I feel like there is a lot of emotions in the room with us that aren't spoken about. I think I missed something important. I think I was gonna say something important and I missed it. I feel like I feel like I oh yeah. I was supposed to be ashamed and I was supposed to harm myself and not be here anymore from the bullying and from the lack of care or the improper attention that I received, because I feel like the attention that I received was just like bullying and lack of credit down here. But I'm still here and I'm still beautiful, and I think that you are beautiful too. And I'm not going to change myself, and I don't expect anybody else to change their self, but I will be myself over here. And if you don't if you didn't agree with my lifestyle, if you're still on that type of timing, then you can disagree with me over there. But what was I gonna say? I feel like I'm missing something so important. It's really important to me that I'm not embarrassed to be myself, because I know that I am not doing anything wrong, and I know that people project really bad things to me that would be sent to like embarrass me or knock down my ego because of the beauty and the confidence that I hold. And I think that is something that a lot of gay men go through. How are you gonna be? It's like being just as beautiful as a woman, but you are making a different life choice, or you are just, I don't know, you're just in a different kind of body. I don't know, it's strange, but it's not strange. It's lovely. It's a lovely experience. Tini, that you are in control of your emotions and you like totally didn't like your mom. I'm sorry. I don't think that well, I feel okay. I don't want to be offensive to straight men and just say like you have to like your mom, because like you can't just say a gay man likes their dad. But I don't know. I just feel like if you think that every man has to like, I don't know, how do I say this? I view women as like mother outside of me, and you are not my mammy. So I don't want to be offensive. Y'all are still, if you want to be, you're still able to be viewed as whoever you want to be. But to me, I just view you as on such a high, like, I don't know. We view you up here. And I view gay men up here as well, but then I don't think that straight men realize I view you down here, because I feel like you haven't caught on to the fact that like, no, I don't like her. No, I'm not weird because that's my mom. The straight women in the room, we don't ever want your woman. I think that y'all also have to like get that out of your head, because there's still straight men who are like jealous of gay men. I experienced like that weird energy too, looking back when I grew up. Everybody had the nerve to call me gay and like try to like other me because of it, even though I was just chilling and I didn't care. Like I didn't care to be romantic or find out who I'm attracted to or nothing like that. I really just wanted to be friends with everyone. But I feel like it was so like and you might want my girlfriend because she's friends with you and I don't want it. And I don't want your girlfriend. So you can calm down and don't be jealous. She is not your mom, but she's my mom. Like, you don't get it. You don't know ball like we know ball. We know each other from somewhere else. You don't know us like that. So it's not that you don't know your girlfriend like that, but it's just like you don't get the intention and you don't get that like this isn't some big scheme to attract a woman. Women love gay men because this is not a performance for you. We are like two sisters in a room and y'all don't get that. But yeah, I think it is really, really funny that I used to have the boys down here in a tizzy to the fact that they had to like disparage me and call me like, I feel like I just got called like a whore. Like it's probably, I felt like the same feeling that the women get because that's what they did to the girls. And that was, I feel like they didn't like me because I caught on to it and I wouldn't, like I could not stand for it when I was younger. Oh my gosh, you know, Stacy over there, she's like totally a slut. And Stacy's my friend. And I'm about to get you because of that. Because no. And then that's why I don't mind. And I don't think y'all don't realize that we love to pull y'all's leg in public. Because why would, I don't know, just why would you ever come for Stacy like that and think that her best friend, he can't really tell is just her best friend, is coming to get ya? I feel like I got a little bit off subject, but I'm just speaking on the fact that different projections that I've received. It's funny because I was speaking about the projections that are put onto gay men. So that's like the main one is that like straight men are gonna try to give you that like aggressive energy, and it's not like in a I don't know if it's because they think we like them. We're only attracted to each other. We know who we are. Like we can sense each other in the wild. And it's not that we like hate y'all, but we don't want to get in your pants and like harm you, and like we know that you wouldn't want us to be with you. In our best day, there are some gay men who are looking for I gotta have DL trade. Shout out to I gotta have a shot, but no, I do not have to have DL trade. I'm not attracted to men who don't have a little razzle tazzle down, a little swish down Drake Lane like me. But I feel like I got that projection a lot down here, which was like, you better stay away from my girlfriend. So I wasn't really fully ever allowed to be like fully friends with the women or the girls because we were growing up. And then what else? What else? I want to speak on like my full experience. I never realized how I don't know, this isn't so bad for me. I was slower to open up to you all, but like I totally didn't mind coming down and sharing my context and my perspective. But guys, I feel like, okay, first, we are going to make sure that just because you came out in a specific body that you have to be the stereotype of this specific body, which makes no sense. Is it the X or the Y chromosome? So a Y chromosome, you came out and that is who you are. You are, I feel like if you think that, you don't realize you're hullabaloo. But you're like fully trapped in physicality. And that's not gonna do it for me. What else can I say? We're gonna get a lot of what else can I say, because like this is just a random late night combo with your boy, with your homie, your gay homie. So first, we're gonna make sure. I feel like a lot of the projections also come from the straight men in the room. I feel like the women love us. I feel like the women can fully accept us once they realize that. Because there are certain women who think that we want their men, and like I don't like, but I could never. I mean, I won't tell you that let me stop. I'm about to get overly sexual in this joint, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm not gonna be you, and I don't want to be you. So like, I don't want your boyfriend. I don't want a man that was like meant for a straight woman. Like, I feel like there is a man that is meant for a straight woman, and I think that I just like a little queer man down Drury Lane. But what do I say? Or a big boy. Because I said a little queer man. Girl, don't be a twink about it. I guess shout out to all the body types. Y'all know I hate that so much. I'm never gonna stop talking about it. I hate that so much. I hate it. Who came up with that? A bear, an otter, a twink? I feel like you have fully died to see the nation some hullabaloo, because I don't care what. Like, I feel like you're fully only focused on the sexual aspect of it, and that's like also not it. Like, there's such a big I don't know, I feel like I have a big meaning in the Coconut Context Collective with you all. I feel like you all have a big meaning with me, and we have a big meaning with each other, but I am more than just a sexuality. I feel like I like the fact that we can go from gay, because that encompasses like, I want to date man on man. Like, I don't know. That's only one aspect of it. Because then there's queer. I am fully not like someone who is in the box. I am completely out of the box. I am Black. I am wearing a colorful wig. I am a man. I still identify as a man. I couldn't tell. I don't know if y'all could tell at the beginning of this channel, and it's none of your business, but I couldn't tell. I was like, how do I want to be presented? But like, she's a man. And the fact that she's a man, yes. She's a gay boy. Not a boy, she's a gay man. But don't ever little boy me. There's just nasty projections that are always going to be presented onto us. I don't want to shame anybody for their trauma, but I feel like the main projection is you have to either be like a deviant, or you had to be touched as a child to be gay. You had to be touched. Why don't you like women? Why won't you date our mom? You didn't realize that that's your mom. Again, straight men and women, that is not your mom. That is my mom. I don't like her. The hell is wrong with you? I also didn't like my dad. The fuck? I feel like y'all don't get the fact that like that's why we don't like y'all. Cause my dad's a straight man. I like gay men. But that is like the overall consensus of the projections. I feel like all of those are just to make you feel like a sexual deviant or an outcast. Hey, my God, she like totally is disgusting, and like you totally shouldn't look at her. Please don't look at her. And I feel like it's just because I have sexual autonomy in a world full of people who aren't in control of their minds. So like, even though I speak about sex and I speak about my relationships with people, and I feel like I should be able to tell a full story about sex, and you are still able to view me as a completely autonomous human being who does everything under the sun. That is not the energy that we receive. People really want to know the inner workings of gay people's sexual lives, but people do not want to view you as anything outside of that. So it's like, give me all of your nastiest, juicy details so I can make you feel disgusting. No. And that is why I kept bringing up the thing about them asking me if I'm a top or a bottom at work. I feel like that kind of sounds like child's play, because y'all know a lot of people hook up with their coworkers and stuff like that. I just came in there kind of knowing like y'all are gonna view me as a freak because I live in the Bible Belt, and that was what happened. I was right. I was right. I doubted you up. I made reader even. And I said, are they gonna treat me like I'm a freak because I like grown men? And hell yeah, we are. We want you to get up out because you might like a grown man that I like, and he might be stealing from me in my mind. I can never steal anybody from you in physical, in any reality, in 3D, in 4D, in 5D. I can't steal somebody from you. People are not to be stolen and moved around like chess pieces. Love is just a force of nature, and you attract who you attract. Like I said, I don't think y'all realize the people who are projecting onto us, like with all of these harsh misjudgments, like, oh, something must have happened to you. To me, that just means that something bad happened to you. And like saying that, like, oh, a gay boy, like he had to be touched and he just needs to be, oh, we have to take him to the, no, that's probably what happened to you. That's how I feel now, and I feel bad for you because I feel like you can't get over whatever probably happened to you, so much so that you have to project that was my experience. As not as not fair, because you don't realize that people who are like me, I hold space for you, and I still value you, and I still view you as sexually autonomous, and I still value you in the collective, and view you as a whole person who is not just like some weird victim, or not to say that victims of assault or anything like that or childhood trauma are weird. Very clearly, not to say that you are weird. It's just shame anybody. But I just feel like that's a strange projection to put onto everyone. And every time I hear that from someone or just see that somewhere, it gives like, you are telling me your story without telling me your story, and I'm holding space for you without you even knowing it. With that being said, what else can I say with that being said? I think it brings a lot of us to be more mature than you all will ever understand, because like I said, I'm just being myself, and I'm just making sure that I have a full life, and I am myself while I'm here, and I get to be in love with the men that I'm in love with, and or just be in love with myself. Like I said, I do very much queer in the house. I feel like that's a lot of self-love energy. Gay is like the reflection, and also like I'm attracted to myself as a man, but you know, I feel like I was missing something. I feel like people don't realize that their projections that they have sent me throughout my life are reflections of their trauma, and the way I have had to like become an emotional you could say an emotional sponge, but it's more like an emotional punching bag, because it's like everybody's like, something happened to me and I want you to know it so bad that something bad happened to me. But because you are having what I feel is an autonomous or better experience than me, I have to bring you down. And you don't have to bring me down. I know that a lot of people down here experience a harsh childhood, and none of that can be blamed on you. It's not for me to make fun of you or to outcast you or to belittle you or to view you like you aren't a sexy beast. But if that's what you want to be, or if you want to be asexual, that is also cool. But yes, you're still you. I'm not treating you weird. I'm not treating the straight men who don't. There are some straight men. I think there are real straight men who just naturally like women, because I think we're all different archetypes of a person. And y'all don't realize like this archetype of person like just likes each other. Like lesbians just like each other. They don't want men in the room, and they hate when straight men get to talking about, they don't like you. I know that is a way that a lot of people have made up, a thing that a lot of people have made up in their mind because of different imaging that they have been fed. But that is not the reality of the situation. The reality is that I think a lot of the straight men don't or are they straight? I don't know. Some of these men who are down here don't really realize that they were harmed by how do I put it? You were forced to be someone's perfect man, and like that's like what straight man gives me. Like you were forced to be somebody's somebody's reflection of a husband. And that's really unfortunate. I don't think you all sit and think twice about the amount of autonomy you have had over your life and over your choices and over your romance. And I would just encourage a lot of people to sit and reflect on what their desires truly are if no one could see them, and live like no one can see you, as long as your desires aren't gonna harm anyone. Because I think the issue is that a lot of these people, and it's mostly like adults too, what they would sit with and reflect on would just tell them to harm more people. So I think no, I'm not done talking. I think it's important for me to share my story because I think a lot of the situation that happened here throughout different points of my life is sorry, I was making sure my bag is back there. I'm get ready to do my makeup with you all in a minute. But I think that a lot of the things that were projected onto me were because people can view me as like fully sexually independent and beautiful, and like people see a control about me, and that bothers them because they may not have that same level of control or confidence about themselves and assurance for their journey. So I feel like a lot of people, from adults who were older than me to my peers, and I think the worst part about it is most of this trauma comes from my peers. I think that I'm not scared to say that because I feel like people, because of the internet, are forced to see themselves outside of themselves and see how they affected people in different parts of their lives, and people will see me and change their behavior in the future. Just like I saw myself in the future and changed from the idea that I had to hide. I used to actually, because of the hatred that people have for gay people down here, I used to think that like, if that is true about me, I don't know if I will survive for that long. And that's really sad. No kids should have to grow up like not knowing if they're gonna survive based off of a projection that has to do with sexuality. Because I never cared, and something just told me, like, I don't know if it was because God put a calling on my life, honey, to just be gay. But something just told me as a younger kid who was experiencing, because that's gross to think anything about, I don't know, I think even romance to think about with kids is just gross. Let kids think about their own romantic situations, which they probably would. I didn't think to really think about that. I think that the younger kids who were thinking about that were just thinking about that because they were modeling whatever they were shown by the older people. But I feel like it's just gross looking back on it because people would project that I was you are gay, so you only see me as a sexual identity or a romantic identity, and I'm not a romantic identity to you. To nobody in my community, because I'm not anyone's boyfriend in my community. I'm not your man. So I'm not a sexual identity to you. And even to my man, I would never just be a sexual identity. I'm not just a gay to my boyfriend. So, I don't know. I think it was weird because growing up, something just told me, like, ignore it. Try to be friendly with everyone because nobody wants to fully be your friend because of this projection that they're putting onto you. Because you have, I don't know if it's because, what is it, braids? I don't think it has to be because of anything. Like I said, I always felt like it was because, Is it colors to say I felt like as a younger kid it was because I'm a light-skinned boy and like we have to view you as feminine. We have to make you feel like you think you're pretty. It made me as a kid not even want to be attractive. I didn't want people to view me because I knew from a young age that people were always judging me based off of how I looked. You have to be gay. You have to be a pretty boy. We hate you, but we hate you because of it. And we hate you because of it can't not be in the room with us. It's not in the room with us now because I don't have to be around you. I'm very proud of who I am, and I'm very proud of my autonomy and of my decisions in life. But I am also here to, I don't know, like speak to my younger self, but speak out and speak to people who are just unaware of how they may have affected someone and people who are unaware of the cycles that they're perpetuating. There were people in my community who are no longer here with us because of the bullying that they received for being gay. I'm not joking with you. And it's not something that should be taken lightly. There were kids there are kids who did not survive their childhood because of the bullying that they received and because of the hatred from our community, from the adults, from the children, from everyone who viewed them as gay. And that is a projection. You never know what, I don't know what those people were going through. I don't know, I don't want to name anyone's specific stories, it's not fair, but I just feel like you really, and I always felt like especially, I couldn't fathom how I experienced that, and we all experienced that. We were all in school together, and we saw someone leave this earth with us because of the projections about them being gay, and people still were homophobic. So people still from my hometown, I'm sure, would be homophobic to me. It doesn't make sense. I'm not going anywhere just because of your uncomfortability in your incarnation. You can talk to the lady about it, but I'm here to be me. And I'm very proud of who I am. I feel very beautiful. I am very proud to be seen now. And I feel like that is also, I grew up with colors projections, like hearing people's colors projections. I was even one of those people who grew up with like a colors family member like telling like, oh yeah, like you should totally make fun of the girls who are calling you gay by calling them like whatever horrible thing you could call a woman who is darker than you. So I always felt weird about being light-skinned, and then the fact that people are projecting beauty onto me, but it's almost like they want to rape me. And I'm now gonna have to put a TW warning in the beginning of this video because of a few different things that I talk about. But I don't feel like y'all all realize, and you have to be careful about, this is something that we will all come to learn, because we all have had a minute where we tried to be funny towards someone. But hey, my God, she like totally like Hey Brad had down to the bowling alley. Like we all grew up hearing different stuff like that around about people. But you have to be really careful about the things that you say about people, because some people genuinely can't handle it, and I don't understand how people didn't come to that empathy level or like come to understand that with me. I think that what do I think? I think that I need some glitter on my hands, but I don't know. I think that it's important to value people who are different than you and who have a different perspective than you, and to realize that someone can be a sensual or sexual person, but their sexuality could have been packed up and left at home, and it doesn't always enter the room with us. I don't think that a lot of people also realize that my sexuality, like, I don't really want you to think about like my private parts and like me having sex and stuff like that, unless I told you to, or unless like we are literally getting ready to like you know, have a matrimonious ceremony. But I don't want people to view me as like, oh my God, like she came here to talk about like, no. Yes, I will talk about, because I'm gay and it happens, but That is not, I am not Jace from the land down under. And I do have like totally beautiful and raw ideas for the collective and like so much more to share. And y'all all get off on doing this to women as well. That's why I'm not surprised. And I want to say thank you to every woman who has, and every gay man too, because I'm not the only gay man who's ever been outcasted and like mistreated and stuff by people just because they were girl. I feel like it gives like, and no, I don't want to hype myself up or like overly like, oh, you're beautiful, but like it just gives like you're hot and I want to make you feel uncomfortable about it. So yeah, and I also think that people don't realize that like the more different you are from people, the more attraction there is there. So like you don't realize that there's an unawareness in the room. You can be attracted to anyone. And the longer that you try to fight that, the more that you will view me as the bad guy. Because I think that what happens too is that there are people who aren't supposed to be attracted to me, and I'm just a beautiful person. And everybody can be a beautiful, and everybody ain't a beautiful person. And some of these people got some raggedy intentions and they look it. But I don't know, it's just I think that everybody can be beautiful and attractive in their own way, and you don't have to knock somebody. I want to. What do I want? I want to develop my thoughts. I have to speak out while I'm going through my journey because this is like an interesting lifetime for me. Because like, who's gay? Gay, and then like it wound up being normal. Wow, it wound up being more normal than being straight. Cause like y'all were fully gonna. That was the crazy part for me. Y'all were fully gonna like want me in the room as like a creep. Because I would have been a creep. Why would you want me to pretend like I like women? That's creepy as hell. Why would you want me to pretend like I like want the woman that is supposed to be with you? And you want that for me? No. And she don't want it either. So, yeah, I don't know. I also don't think y'all get that, like, yes, gay men and women are, like, very much equally attracted to each other, but, like, we don't want to do the same thing that y'all want to do with each other. And y'all don't want to do the same thing that me and the gay man want to do with each other. So, yeah. I feel like I just low-key made this video to, like, get the straight men around town together. But also, there's, like I said, like, the gay men down here who I've met, they are usually very much like I am. I have to be the only one. I actually met a really cool gay man who I feel like I've only met like one or two real cool gay men down here. It's a real cool gay man that I met at Starbucks. Shout out to him, and he is in theater. And there's like, I don't know, there's other guys who I have like dabbled and talked to around town who were cute and cool, but like it didn't last. So like no shade to them in their long johns, but like it was just a little moment on the creek or whatever. I don't know. Shout out to, I feel like I should be sponsored. I don't want to shout out to any apps, but like shout out to certain apps for like connecting me with other gay men and stuff like that. And I would love to be sponsored. I've been lucky and blessed to be safe with all of those things, and I want to send love and hope that everyone else can still be safe and protected while they are exploring with the fish in the sea. And oh my god. What else do I have to say? Girl. Shout out to the apps for connecting me with other beautiful people who are just like me. Shout out to like the 5 gay people that I've met who were like cool enough to hang. And also shout out to the fact that there was, like I said, like I appreciate being around gay men who don't want to have sex with me, but then I feel like I've also experienced like a weird energy of like an offense of like, wait, you don't want to have sex with me? Why not me? Why don't I have sex with you? And it's like, it's okay. I think that some people it's like some people don't really want to allow me to be first. We're really getting into it, I guess. Click off of this video if you click off if you ain't supposed to hear about my sexuality like in full details. But the people down here are like a little bit strange about, I don't want to call them strange because then I'm like bottom shaming. It's just the fact that like a lot of them I think are bottoms down here. And like shout out to the big booty Judy community. But I'm both. And shout out to those who are both and who do get down with both motions of the ocean. But what do you say? It's just it's like it gives like I'm ashamed that I think there's a lot. I think they want me to be ashamed to be both and to still be as feminine and like cunty, pussy. Cry. I can still say all that and be hung like a horse. That was a little bit, I don't know, that's not TMI, but like, girl, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know, I've just experienced like a weird energy. I think it's also, again, the like light skin pretty boy thing. And then like, I'm fully into my femininity. Hopefully none of y'all straight men see this and think, girl, just imagine me if it's all that deep. But if you imagine me, whatever you have to think about it to like sleep at night. But like, please don't imagine me being hung like a horse if you're not supposed to be a part of my genitals. This video is low-key for gay men too anyway. I think I'm gonna have to make another video for lesbians and like actually read women's coming out stories. But I don't know women's coming out stories because I'm not a woman who came out. I don't know. I think that was a weird experience for people to, what's it called? I don't know. I've been like treated like I could only possibly be a bottom. I've had actually, when I was working at Starbucks, this girl, she was like married to a manager and she made a comment that essentially implied that like I could never ever be a top. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know if you just like want me to talk about it, but I don't know. Why would you even view me sexually? Because it was from a straight woman, or just a woman that I would never be in sexual contact with. So I'm like, I don't know. And we're at work. I don't think I really ever asked anyone about their coochie crack at work. But I don't know. I just want to date and want to know how you're dipping it and doing it and topping it with Bride on the weekends. Bye. But yeah, I I don't know. It's weird. And I feel like there's like a shame. No, what I'm perceiving down here in the South, and like not just in the South, because I know a lot of gay men feel this way. But I feel like I'm perceiving a shame around men who are strictly bottoms, and they feel like I like have to pass off my shame to you. So like I have to make you feel like you could only ever be a bottom. And to me, that just gives like you don't really want to. You didn't really want to be with me, and you don't ever have to be with me. I promise. You didn't ever has to be with me. But yeah. That experience, I'm actually only speaking on one experience. That happened to me from this one gay guy who I met who I guess was a total party. I'm just playing. And he was totally a bottom, and he was totally not happy that I don't know if it was, girl, I don't really want to know why you weren't happy with the idea that I liked you. But he had to tell me that like his hang up was that he only could imagine that about me. And I'm like, if that is your only imagination about me, again, I feel like you're low-key colorist. But also like we do not have to have sex. Next case. Next case. So yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like my experience continues to be like people who are insecure trying to make me feel rejected before I can reject them. And it's like I wasn't gonna reject you, but I also wasn't gonna like it was never like totally gonna, it was totally gonna be I totally have to like have sex with you. Like you have to view me as a top. You have to think that my dick is like so fucking big. You have to. You have to. No, I don't care. So I don't know. Shout out to anybody who, in their long times, who unsuccessfully tried to make me feel weird about gaining power within my sexuality and within my being. I hope that you can do the same and stop judging and like totally be tubular before I have to dial up like your man on my rotary phone before all me and my girl and my god, like guys, I'll dial like Brad on my rotary phone and get him on you. If you like totally think that I want your man because I just want Brad, guys. All right, I think that's like low-key all I have for y'all. This was an interesting video because I actually got to talk about like my experience, and we got to unravel and understand why Cameron Tisdale is the way that Cameron Tisdale is. I never really know like if it's okay or not for me to speak sexually or on my sexuality because of the fact that it's so policed in the South. And like, I don't know, I feel like everybody is low-key policed on their sexuality because it's like you have to be purify them, and it's like nobody's ever gonna be so pure. Baby, I'm gonna have sex. I'm gonna pin it over, bust it wide. But that is not the only thing that I'm like here to do in life. So like, if you're an adult and you're supposed to be like in charge of me, you should totally never think that I'm gonna bend it over and bust it wide. And if you are someone who is younger than me, you should never think that you should be thinking about me bending it over. And just people who are not supposed to be attracted to you. I feel like that's like the biggest issue down here is a lot of these people are like low-key attracted to people they're not supposed to be attracted to. And I feel like that's just nasty and something you need to work on, but they want to make you feel pure. So, like a woman, like, oh, there are several autonomous women out here, and I grew up hearing like hullabaloo and stuff like that. Oh my God, let a woman be out in her Daisy Dukes. Oh, we gotta hear about she was in her Daisy Dukes and she had her clappers out and she tried to my man and throw my baby out the bushes, and the man is just like, oh, good googly moogly, she's got her clappers out and I have to look and break my neck and tell my wife that she is a freaking slut and a whore, dude. She's trying to break up our marriage and she's the devil. But literally it's just some lady out here with her comfortable outfit on because it's like 95 degrees and humid and you're an asshole who can't view anyone outside of like a sexual manner. I think people can't like dip and dive into different realms and understand that you're not to be in every realm with everybody. You don't need to know in every nook and cranny of everybody or every detail of their life. And once y'all get out of that, then y'all will stop trying to repress yourselves and being creeps and weirdos. Because yeah, I just feel like with that experience, like thank God I am intact and everything like that. But people always just like, oh my God, I have to I want you to feel ugly and ashamed because you might grow up to be a hot gay man. Ooh, I hate you. And I hate you too because you're nasty and you could have been cool about it. But now y'all are all just like lame to me. Everybody around town isn't lame. Like I said, it's cool because like I feel like the women like either grew up to be hullabaloo or they evolved to see that oh my God, he's like totally here for us and he's a friend and like he views us the way that we really want to be viewed. But then there's also the relationship that straight women have with men, and you're allowed to want to be viewed as a sexual being and as a little bit promiscuous. But I don't view you that way, honey. I view you as mother. Or sister, or sister girl, you know, it will never be. And I think that is such a lovely dual relationship that shouldn't be, I don't know, it shouldn't be questioned or tainted. And yeah, with the men, I think it's just straight men and insecure gay men are gonna have to grow out of spreading rumors about me for being proud of myself. There's not a rumor that you're ever gonna be able to, you have said, people around this town have literally said the most disgusting things about me that you could ever think of. And people have fought to try and, like I can feel, people don't realize like I can feel your intention in the room with me. Not like on some mystical, magical, I just have a spidey sense tingling that you're gonna do something to me. But like, people don't realize that like I can feel you in the room, and I can feel that some people want to harm me, and that's how I feel if you can only view me from the sexual aspect of what it means to be gay. Because I'm not in the room to have sex with anybody. Not if you see me out in public. Not if I'm chilling. But I told y'all how I got treated at work. I told y'all how I got treated during my like growing up. Like, and I feel like the problem is too. Ooh, this was something that I left out. Not every straight woman is an ally. So there's a lot of straight women too who don't realize you're hullabaloo because you think that I like you. And no, don't feel ashamed or weird or anything like that because like you wouldn't want to imagine that like this beautiful diva doesn't have a crush on you. But I feel like you're forcing me